So what we're going to see in this video is train number 81, which is the eastbound boundary subtrain in the more or less, well, the most completed, scenically completed area of the railway, which is from Coykendahl down to Shields. As you can see, there's still much work to be done. The track hasn't been blasted in the Coykendahl area. There's a lot of trees to be added. The telegraph poles are still in the process of being converted and have to be painted, but it gives you a general idea of what the area is going to look like. There's more scenery, more finished scenery coming. This train, the boundary subtrains were interesting in that they had consists made up of locomotives from a variety of different manufacturers. What we see here is an H-liner 8602, followed by a Montreal Locomotive Works FB unit, and a couple of GMD, General Motors of Canada, FP7s, an A and a B. The train's coming from Midway and Grand Forks. It's very heavy with wood products, so there's loaded wood chip hoppers for the mill at Castlegar. There's cut lumber on bulkhead flat cars, which were just starting to be used in the early 1970s. And a lot of 40-foot box cars, a couple of tank cars from both fuel facilities coming back empty from Grand Forks and Midway. So the train is entering the west portal of the tunnel, which was just to the east of Coykendahl, and it'll make its way onto the Bear Creek Bridge, Bear Creek Trestle, which is a very tall bridge in the area. A lot of rock cuts featured in this area, and hopefully the video will show them in terms of what sort of how they dwarfed the locomotives and the trains. This area is still open to bicyclists, and I've biked it a couple of times and had a great time. It's 25 miles up at 2.4% and 25 miles down. Beautiful views of the Arrow Lakes and Christina Lakes, so if anyone's interested in biking old rail subbeds, this is a beautiful trip to do. So the train's just making its way across the Fire Creek Bridge. And we can see the trains in the time, sometimes they get up to 100 cars, but in the 70s they were often 30 cars or less. So the layout will accommodate trains up to around 20-22 cars. So I'm able to model them nearly full size with 4 units on the front end. And normally they would meet at Farron, which is the summit. That was the scheduled meet, although occasionally they would meet at Coykendahl. Here I'm going to run the train to Shields, and because it's superior by direction, it will take the main and it'll wait for train number 81, or actually extra 8604 running in 81's time slot. And we'll see that in a different video. So the train's entering the tunnel, and it's going to make its way up McCormick Creek. The scene's reasonably deep in this area. It's about 3.5 feet deep from the front of the fascia to the backdrop.